summer breeze. You keep me warm in your love, and then you softly leave. And it's me, dear, need to show how deep is your love, is your love, how deep is your love, and I really need to love, 'cause we're living in this world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. I've been living in you. You're the door to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest night. You're my savior when I fall, and you may not think I care for you when you know deep inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show how deep is your love, is your love, how deep is your love, and I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in this world of fools, breaking us down when the ocean let us be. We belong to you and me. And you made nothing that I care for you when you know deep inside that I really do. And it's me, dear, need to show how deep is your love, is your love, how deep is your love that I never know. And I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in this world of fools, breaking us down when the ocean let us be. We belong to you and me. We belong to you and me. We belong to you, to you, you and me. I really need to learn to.
Hello, everybody. In a bit, I will be giving away or rather announcing the winners of our raffle prizes courtesy of Una Agua. So that will be in a bit. So for now, for those who haven't made their posts on para saan, sorry, hold on, para saan ka babangon contest. You still have few minutes to do so. So the most meaningful and creative answer will win a 7,000 pesos worth of one-on-one session with our next international presenter. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a dynamic, fun, cut to the chase therapist and the creator of www.fasttracktechnique.com, who walks her talk and is passionate about helping others do the same. Having accrued over 20 years' experience in the healing arena, her clients are as varied as life itself, and she treats each one with generous attention that they deserve. She has a natural ability to connect with people from all walks of life, and her thriving practice is the result of intuitive mastery and a sincere, heartfelt approach. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Jaz Goven.
Really, really thrilled to be here. I am the creator of a fabulous system that is probably now about 8 or 10 years old. It's called a fast track technique, and I'm very excited to share it with you today. Um, the theme for this, of course, is Rise as One, and I'm choosing a subject that is the work that I'm doing with myself for myself, and it's the difference between striving and thriving. So let me explain to you how I see that. The majority of the world lives in striving. And some people, as we see, they strive better than others. They've got loads of money, successful, etc. Others are not as lucky as that. But the majority of human population lives in striving because we've been taught to want more, to achieve, to be the best. And unfortunately, as we get older, that drive to be more, to get more, to have more becomes a situation where we never arrive. So we're constantly being driven, and we're never satisfied. We are never fulfilled, and therefore we become a victim of our jobs, our relationships, the planet, and everything. The difference is that when you shift from striving to thriving, thriving is the awakening, the ascension. And thriving, well, first, it's a word that we don't often use in our spiritual path. We use words like worthy, abundance. We're used to those. But thriving is a simple word. We all know what it means, but we don't really bother with it very much. But thriving is when you are in the vibration of thriving, you have everything you already need inside. Therefore, there is nowhere to go, nothing to do. You already have it all. And that means that what you've been asking for actually can come in instead of you striving to make it come in or striving to let it come in. You already have it. Now, it takes a bit of practice, and I've been doing this for over 12 months now. And I can tell you, it has taught me lots and lots of lessons about how I must love striving and making things hard work, sabotaging myself. But it also, within that, has brought me miracles, absolute miracles beyond my conscious mind. And so it's my mission now and for the rest of this year, going through into next year, to introduce as many people as I can to the vibration of thriving. And you can practice it. So,
All right, everybody, that was a short intro of what she does. And now she's here with us live. So let's give the floor to Jaz. Hi, Jaz. Thank you so much for your time and your energy.
it's my pleasure. It's an honor to be here with everybody else.
Thank you. You look so beautiful. Now the floor is yours.
Well, thank you very much indeed. So you've just seen the introduction of what I'm going to present to you, the difference between striving and thriving. And just to backtrack a little bit, striving is what 90% of the population do, wanting more, needing more, driving themselves forward. And people in our on our spiritual journey, you know, we're pretty much the same as well. We're just spiritual people, and we are always trying to, you know, get more, to be more abundant, more conscious, more of this or less of that. And about 2 years ago, I was introduced to the idea of thriving. Now, thriving is when you already have it all and there is nothing to do and nowhere to go. And therefore, everything that you want and everything that is lined up for you that you've asked for just starts to come in. It's very, very exciting. It's a game changer, I have to say, because what it does, it brings up that stuff that was driving you forward and all that human beingness that just keeps you pushing and wanting more and never actually arriving. So, striving is, or the result of striving is that things are happening to you. The world's life is happening to you. You become a victim of striving because the outside reality has to change for you to get what you want. Whereas when you're in thriving, everything happens for you. And all you have to do is to be curious on the adventure. And so I'm going to show you how we do that by introducing you to fast track technique. Now, I think that they have a PDF there to show on the screen, please. And there we go. So when this is a PDF of the cards that I use in fast track technique. And you can see there that the cards are set out in a pyramid. You've got the top card, card number 1, and then you have line number 1, line number 2, and line number 3. Each of these cards, as you can see, has a banner going across the middle. And those banners represent is what you need to know about yourself that's blocking you from doing, or achieving what you want. And it's not important at this stage that you can read those banners, but I just want you to see how the system works. Thank you for showing that slide. And so what we're going to do is I am going to calibrate using muscle testing and show you how the collective, or how much the collective is plugged into striving against thriving. And then using the system, we're going to flip it round. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with muscle testing, but I'll just show you. So there's many different forms, and this is called the O-ring test. So when I say my name is Jaz, can you see that? My name is Jaz. And I push my finger and thumb, it holds strong, which indicates that that is true or it's a positive. Now, if I say my name is Fred, my fingers go straight through it, which indicates a no or a negative. And it's this way that I can access the root causes and the problems from deep within somebody's subconscious. And that's where I work. So Often we say things from a conscious place. And why doesn't it happen? Well, often it's because what's going on is in your subconscious, and it's a block to being, doing, or achieving what you want. And in this case, this is the difference between striving and thriving. Now, if you didn't understand that, doesn't matter. Just join me and see how this makes you feel. So I'm going to ask permission from the collective of the higher selves of everybody on this call or connected to this call. You'll know who you are because your higher self will be directing you in some way, shape, or form. So you're my group, whoever you are, and let's find out, can I be proxy for the collective of Rise as One? And we're getting the answer yes. So let's find out, is the collective of Rise as One connected to striving more than 50%? And yes, you are. 60%, yes, you are. 70%, no. Okay, so that's indicating that some good work has been done today by the other healing people on the call, and you've all shifted. So is it between 50 and 60, 50 and 55, 55, 56, 57%? So 57% striving, which is still a lot, isn't it? Now let's see where you go with thriving. Is the collective of Rise of One as One aligned with thriving more than 50%? No. More than 40? No. More than 30? Yes. 30 to 35? No. So that means it's more. 35, 36, 37, 38. So if I muscle tested for abundance or good enough or worthy, then I'm sure you'd get higher numbers, or I'm sure higher numbers would show up. But that is something that you're wanting to achieve. Being thriving is a one-stop shopping expedition. If you're working with thriving, you don't need to work with anything at all. You just need to practice this. So let's see what we can release for the collective to align you with being the energy of thriving. So do we go to card number 1? No. Do we go to line number 1? Nope. Line number 2? No. Line number 3? That's a yes. So I'm reading the cards from left to right. Is it the body? No. Is it the heart? No. Is it trauma? Is it old vibrations? Is it conflict? Is it forgiveness? Okie dokie. That was a yes. So in this card, there's different aspects. Let's find out which ones it is. Is it forgiveness? Is it unforgiveness? Is it pain? Yes. Is it suffering? Yes. Is it sacrifice? No. Is it persecution? So it's pain and suffering. Do we need to know more? So is this the pain and suffering of the collective? Yes. Do we need to know more? Is that another card? Is it on line number 1, 2, 3? The body, the heart, trauma, old vibrations. Okay, 2 aspects on that. Is it vibrations? Is it stories? Yay. So I get messages coming through with this. So are these stories belonging to the collective? No. Are they inherited? Does it go back more than 1 generation? Is it 1 generation? So think about this. And everybody's different. And whatever is coming up for you will be what you're going to release. So this is the pain and suffering of your parents and everything that they said about things being hard, needing to work hard to get something, and all of that stuff that keeps you pushing to get more or be more and never arrive. and it's more on the father's side of the family, and whether that's your actual father or whether that's the masculine side, you will know for yourself. So let's find out. Is this being remembered in a certain place in the collective's body? Yeah. Is it above the waist? Is it below the waist? Is it above the legs? So this is being remembered in your lower torso. And if you like, we can release that now. So if you happen to have a magnet or a crystal handy, use that. If not, use your fingers, the first two fingers, and run the fingers over the top of your head. I have a crystal wand here, and I am going to talk to your higher self, to that brought you here, and we are going to release that you don't need. So just bring your fingers to the bridge of your nose, bring it over the top of your head, down to the base of your neck. Ooh, I can feel it already. And repeat what I say. I fast track the release of all pain and suffering being remembered in my lower body, connected to the stories of pain and suffering, hard work, taken on from my family. I forgive myself for doing this to me. I forgive my parents and everyone involved. And I now choose to release all aspects of this from my body, mind, and life, and to replace it with thriving now. Wow. Ooh, I can feel that coming up, can you? All right, so let's just check. Did we release that? Yes, we did. So is there something else we can release for the collective? Yes. Is that on line number 1, line number 2, line number 3? Is it the body? Is it the heart? Is it trauma? Okay, there's 4 aspects to trauma. Is it shock? No. Trauma? No. Cellular trauma? No. Cellular memory? Is it the collective's own? Do we need to know more? Okay, is this connected to disappointment? Okay, do we need to know more? Okay, so just think about this. This is cellular memory. And what keeps us away from thriving and keeps us in striving is disappointments. Things that happened to us that didn't work out. And what do? We make a decision to remember that disappointment so it doesn't happen again, generally, right? However, what does that do? When it becomes a cellular memory, it becomes part of your programming and the way you respond. So you become hyper vigilant at looking for what's wrong rather than looking for what is right and what's working. So many people will remember these disappointments at a cellular level, and therefore you're far more likely to attract what you're focusing on, whether you want it or not. And because you've made a personal commitment to remembering this, you have to make a statement and tell your subconscious, where this is being remembered, that you don't want this anymore. So I'm going to lead you through this, but what would be great is that you also add your own bits and pieces to your higher self, who will send this information to your subconscious to release this. Here we go. So once again, using your fingers or a crystal or a magnet, follow me and change the words as they feel more right for you. I fast track the release of all cellular memory connected to striving, connected to disappointments, and all the ways I've chosen to remember this. Woo! In my body, my mind, and life. I choose to cut all cords to striving and disappointment, and to replace it with thriving or something even better. I do this for myself and everyone in the collective consciousness of Rise as One now. Whew. Did we release that? Yes, we did. I think there's one more, and then we'll check the numbers and see how it's working. Did we release cellular memory? Is there something else we can release for the collective? Yes. Let's see. Is it on line number 1? Line number 2? Line number 3? Is it the body? Is it the heart? Now, this is the card for the heart, but it isn't always about the heart. Let's find out what it is. Is it the heart? Is it the spirit? Is it the soul? So this, oh, isn't this cool? So this is about your soul. And of course, your soul, which the heart is the seat of the soul, in my opinion, that your soul is living and vibrating in the vibration of thriving all the time. But what we do as human beings is like, oh, I know better than my soul. And we go up here where striving happens and there's never enough, or we never get where we want to be. So this will be about some disconnect or ignoring your soul. Let's see what that's about. Is there another card? Is it line number 1, line number 2, line number 3? Is it the body? Is it conflict? Is it old vibrations? Is it forgiveness? Is it integration? Integration 1, integration 2. Is this separation? Do we need to know more? Can we release it? All right. So this is whatever way you are separating yourself from your soul that is always in thriving, your soul that is always there, your soul that always loves you and is always waiting for you, whether it's for 1 second or 10 minutes or for a whole day. When you connect with your soul, you are in thriving. So let's do this. I fast track the release of all separation from my soul, from thriving, that no longer serves me, my reason for being, and my relationship with my soul. I forgive myself. I forgive my human beingness. I forgive my ego self. And I now choose to recognize that I have a choice, and I choose to live and operate in the vibration of thriving now. It is safe, right, and good for me to thrive as my authentic self now. Whoa. Whoa. It's very interesting to hear some responses about the effects of those releases. I'm getting the shivers. Brilliant. Okie dokie. So let's see what happens. So you were aligned with striving 57. That needs to come down. Okay, is the collective of rise of one aligned with striving less, excuse me, than 57, less than 40, less than 30, less than 20? It's cool, isn't it? At less than 10, less than 5, 5, 6, 7, 7%. And now we were aligned with thriving 38%. That needs to go up. So is the collective of rise of one in the vibration of thriving more than 38? Yeah. More than 50? Yeah. More than 60? More than 70? More than 80? More than 90? Wow. More than 95? 95, 94, 93%. So that's quite incredible, isn't it? By releasing vibrations that you probably didn't even know about and going deep into your subconscious, releasing them for you as a group, as individuals. And you're in that very short time, your vibration has changed from striving to thriving. And this is my passion at the moment. And I'm introducing striving to all my clients. I'm doing workshops. I'm creating something called thriving circles so that I can create thriving circles around the world so that we all become familiar with what that means and we can actually let go and allow ourselves to enjoy our path, our spiritual journey, rather than working to achieve something. If you'd like to know more about fast track technique, then I'm here to answer any questions. And I also have a website, which of course is fasttracktechnique.com. And I'm Jaz. So I'm not really sure how the
Hi, Jazz. Now I'm
okay.
back. Thank you so much for that. That was I actually I did it. I did the
Oh,
activity.
great.
So I released and did this stuff. So wonderful. I'm pretty sure it was so much, not really so much work, but there was so much effort into it. So thank you very much. Probably not for you anymore, but for other people like me, like, yeah, that's a lot of energy right there. So thank you for the love. Now,
That's my
ladies and
pleasure.
gentlemen, if you have any questions or clarifications, anything that you want to share to Jazz, this would be the good time. We have about 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes of Q&A with her. So see on the chat box, all they're saying is that it's beautiful. Thank you so much, Jazz. That's enlightening. You're amazing because you can say what's how do you say this? What you can answer yes or no just through the hand, the figures, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a brilliant tool to have. It's not about one thing to know. It's not about predicting the future. With fast track, what we're doing, we're accessing what's already there. So we're not predicting anything. We're just releasing something that's
Yes.
already something that's stuck in our being.
Yes, without us knowing, right? It's not
Yes,
something that
absolutely.
we consciously know. So it's more from the subconscious. So thank you, Chas,
Yes,
for that. Let me see what else are they saying. She felt the electricity from Menchi. Good for
yes.
you. You did the work.
So
Lena
can
says
I
thank
comment on
you.
that?
Go ahead, Chas, of course.
Yeah. So why fast track is so brilliant is because what that lady just experienced was when we are doing fast track, we're connected to your higher self. Your higher self knows who you are, why you're here, and what you need. And it brought you to this. And so when we say, do we need to know more? It's your higher self that's saying no, because it knows where it is in your body. And then when we do this release, you're actually feeling the release of the vibration of what was identified by the cards. So it is a physical release. It's not just something that happens in your mind.
Right. I totally agree. Thank you very much for that. Feeling very lighter is what Elizabeth said.
Yes.
Jackie is also thankful for you. You know, guys, that's really true. It's just now that I learned about this thing because what I use is, standing technique, uh,
Oh,
going
the
back and
sway
forth.
test. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So is it the same thing?
It's absolutely the sway test. The sway test is brilliant. I used it for about 2 years before I got the confidence to switch over to this. So it's absolutely the same. And you're using your body as a human pendulum to access the information. So, yes, absolutely the same and a brilliant tool to have.
Thank you. I actually also checked out your website, the fasttracktechnique.com. And now I understand, yeah, this is about clearing limiting beliefs and negative behavior patterns. So guys, please do check it out. And you don't know, the reason why you're here is you're really meant to watch and meet Jazz. So go ahead and go check out her website. Okay, now we have a question here, Jazz, for you. Does our higher self situated is our higher self situated in our frontal lobe?
Great question. Um, for me, my higher self is connected to everything, connected to all wisdom, to all knowledge. And my higher self is, it feels like it's a layer of me or an aura of me that is connected to all wisdom and all knowledge on the planet. And my soul, when I speak about my soul is inside. My higher self feels like it's on the outside, but it's a part of me. That's my own personal um, feeling of where my higher self is. And there's many definitions of what the higher self is, but for me, it's an aura and it's what connects me to consciousness.
Thank you, Jazz. I hope Jazz was able to answer your question, Angel. Guys, last 2 minutes. If you have any other queries, clarifications, please don't be shy. This is the right time to do so. Okay. Okay, now we have another here. How can we connect to our higher self? And then how do we elevate our vibrations?
Well, you just did it. So your higher self is always there. And your higher self is whatever you want it to be, I believe is the truth. And so, again, what I think we do, and I say this with respect to everybody, we make this so hard, don't we? How do I do this? How do I get better at that? Striving. It's like, forget it. Your higher self is there. God, consciousness, whatever it is just there. And what we need to do as human beings is just get out of our own way and allow that connection to come in more and more. And when I don't say anything that I've not said to myself, so I'm not feeling superior. But I do believe, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, that it's very useful to understand behavior patterns and why we do certain things. But it's also, I think, when we get to a certain point on our journey, it's also, we come to a tipping point where it's like, it's enough. I know enough about that stuff. If I keep going back to it, I'm feeding it. Now, think about it. If you can live and operate in the vibration of thriving and feed thriving by looking for evidence, then what happens is that you are actually starving, striving. So for me, is the easiest way is focus on what you want, and what you don't want will actually drop off because it's not being fed.
There you go. You're back. No, and we heard you perfectly. Thank you for that. Now,
My
last
pleasure.
one in relation, Jazz, in relation to the last question. I don't know if this really matters, but how would you know if it's really your creator or your higher self talking or telling you
Oh,
things?
I love that question.
Does that matter
Yeah,
at all?
absolutely. So your higher self, so your ego is always saying you should do this, don't do that. It's always scolding you for something. That's your
Oh,
ego. Your highest, and that's what we listen to most of the time. Oh, you should do more. Oh, you should do this. You shouldn't do that. He said this. He said that, and it's harsh, and that is your ego, um, which is limited and it's based in the past. It lives permanently in striving. When you ask your higher self or your soul a question, what will come back is a response that is full of warmth. It might guide you, but it will never be telling you off. It's full of love, support, and guidance. And the great thing to do every day is to just decide whether it's your higher self or your soul. Show me what's available for me today. Show me. And if it says, well, you've got to do more of this, you know it's your ego. But if it says, well, just let go or go for a walk in the park, you know that's coming from that better part of yourself.
thank you very much, Jazz, for
Mm,
reminding us and educating us about that very important part of our daily, I would say, daily lives.
absolutely. Yes.
Thank you very much, Jazz. Get wonderful afternoon to have spent with you. Thank you so much for that, for what you did for us, and we look forward to seeing you again. See you via your website.
All right.
Thank
That's
you.
fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We rise up from the dust and claim our throne. We all have our reasons why we are on this track. Oh, we all have our burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up.
Fast track technique is a unique, powerful, permanent healing system. It helps you make changes in all areas of your body mind, or life. Whatever it is you want to make changes for in yourself or with other people, Fast Track can help you make that change easily, naturally, and permanently. Fast Track technique works by using the intelligence of the physical body through muscle testing to access information recorded or remembered in your subconscious. This is generally negative information or a negative experience that's been remembered in your subconscious and is in the way of you being, doing, or achieving what you consciously want. Along with muscle testing, we also have access to our higher selves, to guidance, to whatever that thing is that's bigger than you and your conscious mind. So using guidance and these specifically designed Fast Track cards, here's one of them. These cards represent possible events, situations that have happened to you that were negative and are recorded in your subconscious. So if you think about it, your higher self, that is bigger than you, knows everything about you. It knows why you're here, and it knows what you need. Your subconscious remembers everything that happened to you. And it remembers it in the vibration of how it happened. So if something traumatic happened to you at age 3, you might look back at it now and say, well, that's nothing. But it's remembered in your subconscious in the vibration of how it happened. And that becomes programming. And that can be in the way of you being, doing, and achieving what you want consciously. So the cool thing is about Fast Track is what we do is we align our higher self, consciousness, whatever that is, with the conscious mind and what you consciously want, with the subconscious programming. We get them all on the same page. And when that happens, change happens easily,